I went to Ghana after I was ordained in 1948. I had made the trip on a freighter out of New Orleans, the Del Rio. And when we embarked at Belém in South America, the crew members then laughed about it. They said, "You think this is bad? Wait until you get to Accra." Accra was, of course, the capital city of the Gold Coast at that time. And it was, as a matter of fact, a rather adventurous time. Accra was not a seaport. We had to transfer from the ship to a lighter, to a boat that was run by pedals. You had a crew of military people. They had pedals, and these lighters could carry, let us say, 4 or 5 tons of merchandise. So they weren't rowboats. And of course, they had to row a half a mile to get to shore. And being loaded with merchandise in addition to people, they couldn't reach the shore. So the rowers had to carry the passengers on their back to dry land. One of the first things that had happened to me was that I was given an appointment to be in charge of a mission station. And during that time, the bishop suggested again and again, he was looking for someone to start a technical school. I moved to a town about 60 or 70 miles from the coast. And I moved there because the Catholic Church had an elementary school there. It had a church, not a very good building, but they had a church. So they had a community. And the people there, including the chief with his elders, found it agreeable to lease otherwise unused land. And so with the help of a surveyor, I surveyed a plot of land of about 50 acres. The surveyor drew up an official plan. I signed it, the chief signed it with thumbprints at that time. And for 100 years, that land was mine. There was nothing there except bush, wild bush. I had to hire people from town to come with their machete, with their cutlass, to cut down the bush. The cocoa trees, I cut down many cocoa trees that had been abandoned, and many other trees. Then I found out that the palm tree did not belong to the lease. All palm trees belong to the chief and to the people. And that was because they got palm wine from the palm trees, and they got oil from the nuts of the palm tree. But we got along. And there again, after 4 years, I had a 4-year course in building carpentry. I did the teaching myself. And then each year, I would add something, like electric installation lights, wiring in the house, I did technical drawing. Then I hired local boys with an elementary education to teach English and arithmetic. So year after year, we developed one class more, one area more, so that in the end, we had 4 specialties. Auto mechanics became a mainstay, and we were doing competition with other private technical schools. First of all, one of the things that they have in their language is faith. They have faith in a spiritual world, much more than we do. So that their native religion is simply called animism. The table had a soul, the floor has a soul. You would not start a fire, you would not plant until you paid respect to the soul in the soil. You wouldn't fish until you placated the soul in the river. You wouldn't chop a tree down until you placated the soul in the tree.